When I was growing up, I would always hear teachers say you need to learn history. And the phrase like, those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. And that's true, but I don't think that's the whole story. If you know history, then that's good, but that's only 1/3 of the equation to avoiding history. So when you remember what's going on in the past, how does that help with understanding what's going on now if you're not paying attention? So the second part of this is that you need to be able to pay attention to what's going on. But the media lies, politicians lie. And how do you know what's a lie and what's not? And how do you know which politicians are doing good things and which ones are doing bad things? How do you know? So this brings me to my third part of the thing. So you have 3 parts. You have history, understanding it. You have paying attention to what's going on, which means keeping up with the news. You have the third one, which is you need to have an understanding of media literacy and class analysis to be able to understand how the media will pick and choose how they want to tell a story. And because they're always, the media is always going to try and sway you to be as pro-capital as possible. They're going to try and sway you to they're going to try and pull every stop that they can to get you to side with them. And by them, I mean the billionaires, the owner class, the politicians that support the billionaires. And so when you're seeing things on the news or on the internet, you need to be able to read between the lines. Okay, what are they saying? What are they actually saying? What are they hiding? What are they omitting from the story? Maybe do a little Googling. Maybe see what parts they're a little too confident in. And then, learn how to fact check. And understand that the reason why people on the left say the things that we do is because we try and fact check as much as we can. We got here because we didn't take bullshit for an answer. And yes, we're flawed humans just like everybody else, but we are naturally skeptical, but everything is good in moderation. You need to be skeptical, but you can't be so skeptical that you just act like we're in a post-truth world, because there still is truth. You can still find an anchor. I know that this holds information. I know that that's true. I know how much this holds. I know how big this is. I can start from there. You can always start. I know that this will do, 10 gigabits a second. I fucking know that this will hold water unless it breaks. You can start from fundamental, easy truths and work your way out. So if there's something you know that you know for a fact, and I'm not saying abstract stuff that you can't figure out, that you can never know. Those aren't absolute truths. Those are things that you think are true but could end up being not true. And with those I mean, statistics that are, especially for reading statistics as someone that might not have like a scientific background, that probably wouldn't be a good place to start. So if you don't understand anything about global money, you probably wouldn't start with the economy being good or bad as a good place to start. Basically what I'm saying is, start from what you know for a fact is real. If you're a mechanic, you know that certain cars act certain ways, and you need to do certain things when you hear certain things. Work your way out from there. You can, like, for instance, you can use that. Like, a lot of car people did not buy the bullshit that Elon Musk was saying. And I was not a car guy, so I fucking fell for it for years. And then eventually I had to learn about the economy and how the economy works. And that was the thing that ended up making me realize, yeah, he lied about these things. And then what else did he lie about? Here's one thing that we do know for a fact. We know that Trump said he was, 1 year ago, he said he was only going to deport the undocumented immigrants that committed crimes. Now, that is not what happened. We know that for a fact that did not happen. We have things that we've seen online of people that have not committed crimes. There's even been people that are U.S. citizens. There's even been people that have active visas that have been deported. So we know that that's a lie. What else is a lie? You need to know history, but you also need to know what's going on. But you need to be able to understand how to read what's going on, so you can read between the lines. Because if you just take whatever they say at face value, then you'll be no different than all of the other people that just gobble everything up. And it doesn't help anybody, and it doesn't help society if you just are just a leaf in the wind, only caring about your own life. And it's a good thing to care about society as a whole. And that takes knowing history, knowing what's going on, and really understanding what's going on.